All right, back to where I was, my bad. One of the most difficult things to do is public speaking for a lot of people. One of the hardest groups to speak to are your own peers. So we've got a couple kids that are going to do that today. But I want to take us back a little bit when we talk about this idea of maturity. What are we talking about? So the purpose of this series, this ongoing series, is to help us define what does it mean to be mature, because it's a bit of a stodgy sounding word, but it's really a good thing. So what is it and why does it matter? Okay? Why does it matter? And what does it look like in junior high and beyond, all right? Because junior high is a big time of transition and change, all right? So the bar of expectations goes up a little bit in terms of how you act, how you carry yourself, and how you think. So we're trying to work through that. The goals of this series, just by way of review, is to help you understand, okay, how am I doing right now? Where am I? It's a checkpoint. Secondly, to provide some practical ways to grow. That's going to happen today, big time. And then to say, okay, how do I reflect and respond? How do I think about where I am at the time? One of the questions that I ask junior high kids a lot is, what were you thinking at the time? And a lot of kids tend to respond with something like, yeah, I don't know. Okay? That only lasts for so long, and at some point you need to start having a response. So junior high is a time where we need to start figuring some things out. So we're trying to help with that as we go. And ultimately, maturity is something that we grow into, and we're trying to grow out of childishness. Okay? We're trying to, and if you think back to 1 Corinthians 13:11, when I was a child, I thought, spoke, acted like a child. But when I became an adult, I put my childish ways behind me. There's a point where you say, I'm not doing that anymore. But you grow into that. It's not a switch that gets flipped. It's a process that takes place. So we're trying to help you look into that. So we've got two students who are going to talk in various ways about elements of maturity that are really, really important. So like I said, it's really difficult to speak publicly, let alone to your own group of peers. So you're going to have two of your peers today, who are being courageous and stepping out and sharing what's on their hearts. So please be a great audience for them. Put away anything that's distracting you. Really dial into what they're saying. They'll both speak, and then I'll finish up with the Whopper props list here, and then we will be on our way. So to get us going, would you please welcome Ms. Jordan Akers to the program here.
Hey. Oh, okay. Okay, so I feel pretty good. Mr. Olson called me courageous. Okay. So I want to talk about humility today. I've been looking up a few verses, and I've been reflecting on them, and I felt like they've been helping me a lot. So the first, I want to tell you a story. So last year, me and my family went to Disney World for 3 weeks, and I've ridden all the rides, all the roller coasters, and everything. I was so proud, you guys. I was like, I got this. So I didn't really think of it as a bad thing. Then we went to SeaWorld. Yeah. And there was this ride called the Kraken. So first, they had us take off our shoes for a roller coaster. There are red flags going off in my head. If you need to take off your shoes for a roller coaster, there's something wrong. And then we got going like this, and then they just dropped us. And like my natural instinct when I'm scared is to scream. There was no sound coming from my mouth. I was so terrified, you guys. It was unbelievable. And then my older sister, she's like, not so tough now, are you? That was pretty humbling. We've all had those humbling experiences, you know? Okay, talk to your neighbor and say one humbling story. Okay, so I'm going to share with you one of my favorite verses, James 4:6. God opposes the proud, but gives grace to the humble. The dictionary definition for opposes is to act against. If your heavenly Father is acting against something you're doing, guys, we need help with that. We all do. We are all proud at one point. I'm a dancer, you guys. I'm pretty proud of that, but I shouldn't be. But God gives grace to the humble. If you're humble, that is really reassuring. Like, God is going to give you grace for what you're doing. You are obeying and glorifying him. The second verse is Philippians 2:3. Do nothing from rivalry or vain conceit, but in humility count others more significant than yourself. So rivalry is like your opponent that you're playing, like in a soccer game or something. Like you shouldn't think you're any better than them, even though you might be, but you still shouldn't think you're way better than them. And vain conceit, you guys, this annoys me so much. It's an extensively favorable opinion of one's ability or importance. Your head must be high in the sky, you guys. You must think you're pretty great if you think you're all that. And the best example we have in humility is Jesus. When he was doing miracles, he was not proud. When Peter finally got in Mark that he was Christ, he didn't say, okay, now you all bow down to me. No. And after several miracles and healing people, he charged people and said, don't tell anyone what you have seen. I know some people, including myself, if I did something nice or great or important, I would want that word to spread around. Let everyone know what I did. But Jesus, he didn't want anyone to know. He didn't want anyone to know. And this is a huge part in doing service projects or in day-to-day life. So whether you're doing a service project, like an 8th grade state trip, we're doing service projects. And it's not like you're just pulling weeds and you're just so proud, and when someone walks by, you're all just, yeah, I'm cool, you should follow my example right now. You're doing it out of the goodness of your heart, not expecting anything in return. And my final thought and prayer for you guys is if I made you view yourself in a different way, maybe in a better way, then I'd ask you to pray to God to help you, because it's not something we can do on our own. We can do nothing on our own. Thank you.
Jason Pridmore, ladies and gentlemen.
Hello. We both did that. That was really loud. I have a question. Can I have the clicker thing?
Yes.
Thank you. Okay, I have an opening statement. Hold on. Okay, so I'm going to talk about respect. And my opening statement is, humility is having enough self-respect to know that the world does not revolve around you. So that basically starts with, how do you work this thing? Haha, respect for others. The biggest part is if you don't respect others, then you're not going to get any cooperation. And if Meg up here, she's not respecting Kathleen, then what makes you think Kathleen wants to come up and actually do what Meg wants her to do? The second part of that is control your impulses. Control your initial impulses so that if you are doing something where you don't feel good about it, but you want to do something about it, control that initial impulse, go to somebody, and then tell them about it. Okay, I'm not going to stand here and speak the whole time, so I need 3 volunteers, 1 from each section. Okay. Okay, let's go over here first. I feel bad for you. Come on. Okay, Molly. Hey. Truett, by the way, turn around. Truett gets extra creds for wearing the Lakers hat. I'm just saying. Okay. Yeah, you know what? Forget you people. Oh yeah, Jack gets creds for giving it to him. Okay. Nathan, good job. You're on the right side. Stay there. You two, no. You two are going to be a posse or a group or best friends or doing something. Nathan, pick any activity that you like to do. Anything. Okay, he's gonna dance. Don't actually dance. Please. Okay, you guys are part of a dance team. I think that's what it's called. Ask Jordan later. Okay, Nathan, you are then going to ask to get into their team, right? Okay?
Can I join your little club?
Good answer. No, you disrespect him. So disrespect him in some way.
No, you're not cool enough.
Ooh. Disrespect him in any way possible.
Respect him. You can't join because I don't like your shoes or your hair.
Ooh. Side note, these are neon, by the way. You know that? Jeez, we're seeing you 2 miles away. Yeah, you can put them back on. We don't want to smell your feet. Okay, so by them disrespecting you, do you then want to join the club?
Yeah.
Sit down. No, I'm just kidding. Answer correctly.
No.
Okay, good. Good answer. 2 tries. That's good. Now, by not joining the club or the team or whatever, are you guys happy?
Sure.
Bad answer.
No.
Bad answer too. You guys are then, most feelings that I have seen is either neither happy nor unhappy. It's just content with what has happened, which I don't think is very good. We're talking about control initial impulses, right? These guys did not control their initial impulses by saying, no, your hair and your feet or your shoes are terrible. Truett. It's a bad idea. Truett. So we're going to by controlling their initial impulses, they can then give Nathan a shot. You guys can go sit down, by the way. If Nathan gets a shot, do you think he wants to get better? If Nathan likes it and he gets a shot, do you think he wants to get better? Raise up your hands if you say yes. All of you who did not raise your hands is a terrible answer. Yes, he would want to get better. If he likes dancing and he does want to get part of the crew or the club or whatever it is, then yes, he would want to get better so he can stay in the club. By controlling their initial impulses, they have then set up a future for Nathan. At which point, then the mutual respect is going between them. Yeah, okay. Second point. Don't give up. This is really cliche. Yes, I know. I know it's really cliche. I get that a lot. But we're going to have Nathan. Not really. Sit down. I'm joking. You're fine. But Nathan, if he doesn't give up, then we're going to stay with the dancing because it's going to be fine. But if he doesn't give up on dancing, and these guys have already told him no, and he doesn't give up, that then shows himself that he has more self-respect for himself to care what the other people are thinking. And then, maybe, just maybe, they will then let you back into the club, right? He nods yes. If you don't feel respected, forget that. Forget the respect factor. Do it for you. Now, other people are saying, yeah, go out, do it for serve others. And that's great. Honestly, I live by that full-heartedly. I love to serve others. Okay? But if you're not being respected while serving, then finish your service or finish what you have to do and then do what you want. Because in all, you're still going through life with you. It's the choices you make and not the choices that you regret. Third point, maybe. Instagram. Middle section, I'm looking at you. Postma, stop dancing. Show. That's not okay. Okay, so showing respect by not swearing or putting others down. And Instagram is not the only place that this can happen. Twitter, Facebook, Kick, whatever Postma just said. I didn't hear him. Email. Any media, any big media name you can think of, there's always a way to put people down. And putting people down, not showing respect, obviously. But then there are a few people, and I'm not saying that any of you are them, trust me, I know you're not, but there are some people out there that won't do what they want to keep doing because they don't feel respected. And because they don't feel like they fit in. So they'll do whatever they have to do to fit in. That doesn't always work. It doesn't. I've tried. Fitting in is not doing what you need to do to fit in. Fitting in is going through life and doing things where you're happy and you're not making others happy while you're unhappy. Being unhappy, if you're unhappy while others are happy because of you, not for you, then you're going through it all wrong. And the main cogs of all of this that I have found to be true is media. So like Herman here, he starts swearing up a storm, putting Tyler down. Now, Herman, I know that's not going to happen. Better not. Tyler, how do you feel? Thanks, Nathan. How do you really feel? Good answer. He says you feel bad, which is true. But bad is just a word, right? Bad is not the actual feeling. I mean, yeah, you feel bad about what happened. But the actual feeling, and I know this, is sometimes it's, if it goes on for long enough, sometimes it's despair. That you want a friend. That you want somebody that will be nice to you. And if we're not showing respect, even through media, like you may go through, like on Xbox Live, Noah Schroeder, and you may know a kid, you may know a couple kids, I love you, you know I love you, but you may know a couple kids, and they'll be like really nice to you, while the friends that you see daily are not being nice to you. It's like, those are the kids that will be nice to you, that you don't even know. Those are the kids that you would like to be like. Or, I just put words in your mouth, never mind. That being like shows a lot of respect for others and shows a lot of respect for yourself. Because if you're swearing up a storm and you're putting others down, you're not showing respect to yourself. You're just having respect. You don't have any respect. You're just a fake. You're a phony. You don't do anything. You just sit there and you type on your little keyboard. Hopefully you're not hunting and pecking for words that say you suck. Andrew got it. It's a good thing. Okay. We're going to get out of this because this is really touchy. But I actually, because of Instagram, surprise, surprise, I took some photos from Instagram from any one of your accounts. Luckily, I think there's only one 7th grader in here, or one 7th grade account. So all of the rest of you 7th graders, you got lucky. I just picked them. I picked them randomly, by the way. Okay. Actually, there's two. It's not working. Who's that? Is that Jack or Macklemore? Oh, I did. I turned it off. Hey, it's Jack. Brandon. That's my favorite right now. Now, if you don't know, or you can't tell, this is Macklemore. The actual Macklemore. Brandon, would you care to explain how you met Macklemore? Next one. Hotshot Lab. Hotshot Lab. Who is that? Who is that? Celine, where were you? Where were you when you took the picture? For what? Super Bowl party. I have a question though. Who won that Super Bowl? Good answer. Joel. This was Joel Nick 22. Where's Joel? Where is Joel? Hey Joel. Where was that taken? Daniel. What is going on? And Joel, how did that end up on your account? Here we go. Next one's Mason. Hold on. We're gonna get to Nick in a second. Where's Mason? Mason. Now I gotta ask you a question. Was that in a movie theater? That's pretty genius. That is genius. I like that right there. Nick, where's Nick? I love this. Where is he? There's Nick. Nick, come up here for a second. I have something to ask you. Come here. Get up here. Okay, hold on. Everybody shh. Okay, wait. Hold on. Nick, I'm going to ask you to do something. I'm going to ask you to take a look at the picture. Yeah. What is that? What is that? Do we have a pointer on here? That's whipped cream? That's whipped cream? I hope it was, because it got smeared all over your face. Oh, he finished the can. Woo. Jeez, how are you still skinny? Nice job. I like it. All right, you can sit down. Stud Muffins and Nicole. Where's Nicole? Nicole's not here. Was anybody there with her? Because I would actually really like to know what she's doing with a toaster killing, which looks like her dad. Okay, that's her best friend. Okay. Tyler, where is this photo taken? Did you say drama? And who are those two? Good answer. Extra credit to you. I think these are the last two. Zach. Zach, you look like you're killing somebody. He said he was picking him up and putting him on the ground. Or something like that. And where was this other picture taken? Who is that? Cassie. Where's Cassie? Where was that picture taken? What? We-Day? And what do you do at We-Day? Serve. Good answer. I have one prop. One prop. And then it's Mr. Olson. No Schroeder. Don't clap for him yet. I'm going to tell you why. Noah, you are one of the most sports-wise, respectable man I know. One of those words. Just pick one. Now, Noah is one of those guys where if somebody is put down for basketball or any sport, like Truett's put down for playing basketball. Truett, you're not put down for playing basketball. I'm not doing that to you. Noah would then walk up and say that Truett is actually pretty good at basketball, which I find as a leadership and respectful quality. You, my friend, are a leader, and I love you.
All right. Thank you, sir. Thanks, man. All right. So, in continuing with the props, several of you are actually on here multiple times. So, I'm going to read through this, and then at the end, those of you who have been Name will stand up, and then we'll all cheer, but we don't need to clap in between. So I'm just going to read the list. It's long, and that's great. Alexis Weedman, this is from art class, seems to realize the noise level, and to just have her acknowledge that is so noisy, and to work so well in the midst of all the noise was an encouragement to me. That was Mrs. Grambush. Sometimes you lead from within in subtle ways. Brian Schober has been really helpful in cleaning the calligraphy pens. He makes sure that they are really clean. I have not seen them so clean before, and he is sincerely helpful. Jackson and Chase Russell were great about making sure they had homework covered and checked in faithfully before their baseball tournament in Arizona. So well done, Russell boys. Jacob Benjelink took the lead and cleaned the tool room in the shop. He vacuumed, organized, and he did this on his own. Continuing with shop cleanup, going above and beyond, Brandon Parsons, Tyler Jump, Noah Schroeder, Zach Douglas, and Jack Culver all took shop cleanup to the next level. Mr. Sloan submitted that one. Next couple from Mrs. Schmier. We had a very special celebration of Passover last week in foods. Allison A. Paul, Jared Donnell, Emily Kuo, Nicole Block, and Savannah Cullen all gave up part of their lunch to help me, Mrs. Schmier, set up for this. Without their gracious help in preparing the food and setting up, the celebration would not have been possible. I would also like to nominate Celine LeBosier for her work yesterday. Although she was in Arizona and missed the state trip workday, she nevertheless spent the day on the phone making arrangements for her day as the day leader. This showed remarkable responsibility as she knew that the others in her group were depending on her to get the planning done. All of the chaperones and I were very impressed by this, so Celine, well done. After the auction, if you've never been to the auction, it is a huge production, and it also goes late into the evening. Mark Postma, Austin Waller, and Brian Schober all helped Roxanne unload auction items and auction stuff during shop, and that's just a lot of heavy grunt work, and they gave up time to do that, and that was a huge blessing to Roxanne. And Jason Pridmore also stayed very late into that evening cleaning up, because it's one of those things where the auction gets over, everybody's like, sweet, and then they leave and go on. It's all got to be cleaned up, so he stayed late into the night to do that. Earlier this, was it this week? Yeah, I think it was. There was one of the things that impresses me is when people help clean up messes that they didn't make, because it's very easy to go, well, that's not mine. Mick Larson helped pick up a mess that he didn't make, and it was one of those things where a lot of people think that cleaning up is really somebody else's job. At some point you got to go, no, that's my job. So Mick did that. Well done on that. Then yesterday, Emily Schroeder stepped in to do some commons cleanup to help her friends do that, and it's not her week. We're in the R's, not the S's. So Emily, nice job on that. So if you were cited on the props list, will you stand up, and the rest of you give them a hand if you would. Excellent. All right. Well, I got it.
Like, it's literally 2 seconds.
Just say it from there, playground voice.
Everybody, got to say this. The superhero showdown starts at 6:45 tomorrow night. Be there at 6:45.
All right. There you go. Superhero showdown. I'll be there as well. Not dressed up. Okay. This is what I'd like you to do. In the weeks to come, I'd like you to start right now to commit one area of your life to grow in humility and respect. And that's either adding something or taking something away. Personally, here's what I'm working on. I'm trying to get rid of sarcasm. Sarcasm and cutting humor are things that I need to give up. And it's kind of grown into my head and in my heart, and I hadn't even really noticed it. And so I'm trying to get rid of that, because I can't justify that. And that's not something that brings glory to God and blesses others. And that's why we're here. That's the purpose of life. So for you, it could be something like that. I'm trying to stop being sarcastic, or I'm trying to stop doing this. For others, I need to do more of this. Whatever it is, do something. Don't acknowledge it just like, yeah, that's a good idea. Actually do something. All right, we'll pray, and then we'll split. Father, thank you for those who have prepared this week. Thank you for all the kids on the props list doing good things. To pray that others' hearts would be stirred and that they would take that next step and serve and honor you in this place and each other. open our eyes to where we can grow in humility and respect and grow into further likeness of you. In your name, amen.